Hi everyone, my name is Agata and I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about your scale practice, about a few things that you can do when you practice your scales to make it more varied and more interesting for yourself, not to just do the same thing every single time. Thank you to Oksana from Music Maestros in Southampton who encouraged me to do this video today. I'm gonna use D major as an example today because I think my point will come across a little bit more with that one, and D major is also one of the scales that every single person doing the grade 1 exam would have come across at, so it's easy to use an example. So the standard way that you are asked to learn scales when you're going through your classical music training is starting and finishing on a tonic. So, for example, D major, so we're finishing on the same note that we started, starting and finishing on a tonic. And I would like to encourage you today to explore a little bit beyond that. Don't worry, we're not gonna go into any position changes just yet. This video is supposed to be accessible for all of you guys who are beginners. I think the way that we learn those scales in the classical music tradition leaves something behind a little bit, because as we get more advanced, we explore the scale going higher and higher and higher when we learn how to change our positions in our instrument, but we don't necessarily think about what goes below. And there's the whole string G that gets left behind, that gets unexplored, and it's not used in the D major scale practice, no matter what level you are at. So there are certain notes that we can come across when we play a piece based in a D major key that we wouldn't have practicing our D major scale. So what I would like to do, you can see where I'm going with this, I would like you to think of a D major scale, think of a D major key as a bag of notes that don't necessarily have to finish and start on the tonic. So we have a bag of notes. We all know what the key signature is for the D major. It's 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp, and all the other notes are natural. So let's just, as an experiment, try to think about how would that look like and what would we play if we used the entire range of our violin without changing positions, so starting on an open G string and going all the way up to the 4th finger on the E string. Don't worry about necessarily writing this down at the moment. I will put all the notes in the comments to this video so you can have that accessible. So the first thing I do when I do my scale practice that way is kind of scan all the way through and think about where are my sharps or my flats that I'll need to watch out for. So on a G string, question number 1, do we have an F sharp? No, we don't. Do we have a C sharp? Yes, we do. It's the 3rd finger. So we're going to have to watch out with the 3rd finger on a G string, raise it up for that sharp. Then on a D string, on a D string that should be already familiar from the way that we've learned our D major scale in the past. Do we have an F sharp? Yes, we do. 2nd finger. 2nd finger goes next to the 3rd one. On the A string, do we have an F sharp? Nope. Do we have a C sharp? Yes, we do. And again, our 2nd finger will cover that for us. That will go next to the 3rd finger. And finally, the E string that we would not normally use, playing 1 octave D major scale or warm-ups. Do we have an F sharp? Yes, we do. It's the 1st finger on an E string. And do we have a C sharp? Not quite. Not without going into position changing, which we won't do at the moment. So in this expanded version, we will be playing all the notes that belong into D major scale, into D major key, but just not starting and not finishing on the tonic. So it will sound something like that. So it doesn't necessarily sound similar to what you used to when you think about the major scale. It has a lot of more colorful notes and a lot of different patterns, but this is gonna prepare you to play in a D major key and expand on your knowledge that you get from just playing the scale starting and finishing on a tonic. This is a beginner's version, that's why I'm pacing myself quite slowly. I will also do an intermediate and advanced version of this, so if you're interested how to make this harder and how to integrate it into your practice while making it a little bit more challenging, please follow on to the next video that I will hopefully upload either tomorrow or in the next couple of days. Enjoy your practice. Thank you.